I think like minimum, it seems like these days is like 1 or 2 terabytes of your OS drive, but seems to be more and more these days. What do you guys recommend for video editors in that way?
Yeah, so usually storage, we're finding more and more that people are starting to branch out because they need more storage. So a lot of people are starting to move to like NAS units. We do a lot of work with LumaForge. They've got great Jellyfish products. And so we're finding more and more people are starting to use those. And that's great for, like you said, like a lot of your media. As long as you've got a good enough network connection, that's a great place to store your media. So usually, like when we're talking internal storage, you're right. M.2 drives are one that we are really like right now. They used to be a lot more expensive than like a standard solid state drive, but now they're almost price parity. Sometimes they are a little bit more expensive, but I mean, they can be like 7 times faster. So it's like, yeah, okay, I'll pay an extra $100 to get 7 times faster performance. Now that doesn't actually mean 7 times faster. Like, I mean, that's not going to increase the FPS while you're like playing through a timeline or anything. But yeah, we generally recommend an M.2 NVMe drive for your OS. We usually start at about a 500 gig is what we like default a lot of our systems to, but a lot of people, yeah, they bump it up to a terabyte. Often we recommend people getting a dedicated cache drive. So that'd be a second M.2 drive. And that is just for all like your temporary files, because always with any sort of solid state drive, it has a finite life cycle of how many writes you can do to the drive. And by moving all your cache files onto that drive, one, it just makes it easier for organization, because generally cache files, you can just delete all of them. And rather than having to go into every single application, you can just go into that drive, select everything and hit delete, and great, all your cache files are purged. But it also spreads out the wear on your drives, because if that cache drive fails, like it's kind of like a who cares. You can fall back to your primary drive, you can replace it. But if your OS drive fails, that's a big deal, because now you can't get into Windows, you can't get to a lot of your more important data. Just even the fact that your programs now have to be reinstalled after you replace the drive, it just takes a lot of time. So we like to just spread out those. And then beyond that, it comes down to your own needs. Some people, they don't do a huge amount of working with large data. So people that are just doing like podcasts or video blogs, in that case you can just get a single or a dual platter internal drives or an SSD and be good. Otherwise, yeah, again, like I was saying before, a lot of people are starting to move to like NAS units for their more big data